Welcome back to Unleash and Rise, where we're taking obstacles and turning them into opportunities. Today I have with me the phenomenal Dr. Tiffany Love Rawlings, where we're going to talk about beauty behind bars, because you can be in prison in your mind. You can be in prison in your heart. You don't have to be behind physical bars, incarcerated to be stuck and bound. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how to release yourself from being incarcerated within. So, Tiffany, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
All is well. All is well. So glad to have you here with us today.
Honored to be here.
Yeah. So introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, like she said, I'm Dr. Tiffany Love Rawlings, but to most people, I'm just Tiffany.
Okay.
You know, I have a story just like everyone else. I'm very down to earth, very relatable, and just love to help people. Have a passion for mental health and have a passion to help people get unstuck.
Yes.
Who are mentally incarcerated in the mind. And most
Wow.
people think that mental incarceration looks like someone on the street, homeless or behind bars. No, but it looks like successful women like you and I.
Wow.
And they get to hide behind the bars very well because of their success.
So you're masking it all.
Very much masking it all.
Miserable and unhappy.
Yes, they're their own warden.
Wow. Wow.
They have
Let's
the key.
talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. That's some what the kids say, clock it tea right there.
Yes.
That's some clock it tea. So you started this ministry. Tell us what brought about you starting this ministry.
So I grew up in a very alcoholic environment with my father and my mother. My mother was very successful. She was a respiratory therapist, the first paramedic in Dade County, Miami, the first woman paramedic and African-American paramedic in Miami-Dade County. So very successful and a respiratory therapist, one of the top elite respiratory therapists. So she was very educated. My dad was an interior decorator, a posterer. That was a family tradition. So he was good with designing. He could take a plain piece of wood and make a furniture out of it and just make it sell and make it pop, to the point where my father only had a GED, but he was very successful with interior decorating. Where he became Evander Holyfield, Keith Sweat, LaFace Record. He was the interior decorator for all of those particular top companies in Atlanta.
Wow.
And so I grew up in Georgia. What people would think would be, oh my gosh, she had a great environment to grow up in. Yes, to the eye. So I began knowing how to mask things and be behind bars extremely early, because my mother, behind the scenes, she was being abused physically by my father. My father was a very bright man, very nice man, but he also had an underlying issue with alcohol. And when he would drink, the more drugs, he would hit my mom in front of me. And I saw that from age 5 to 15.
Oh, wow.
And as educated as my mom was, she would say, don't you go to school talking about this.
What happens in my house stays in my house.
That whole African-American community type standard, right?
Yes.
So what did I do? I had to hold all of this in. So what was mom teaching me early? To hide behind the bars. My mom, don't get me wrong, very spiritual. She taught me who the Lord was. I went to church, grew up in church. So my mom did those things right when it came to that. She just didn't understand that I was watching everything. You know, she thought she was doing the best thing possible by staying with my dad, because, you know, that old Pentecostal way, once you get married, you stay married. And not today. That's not how I feel. So my mom ended up marrying my dad 3 times.
What?
3 times.
She ran it back 3 times.
3 times trying to get it right. Just stay right. Because, you know, hey, we've got a beautiful little girl. We've got 2 boys. So I grew up as being the youngest of 3, the only girl. My brothers were 10 and 7 years older than me. And so how did all of this come? How did I escape this pattern? Well, it started with my dad taking me to a flag football game. He didn't have a son, because you had to have a son. He said, I don't have a son, but I got a daughter.
Yeah.
And so he took me to a flag football game. The boys would not pass me the ball. So I intercepted the ball and ran from one end to the other. And they said, you better put her in track. So track became my outlet. I was a runner. I was a runner. And even from birth, I was a runner. My mom said I didn't want to be born. I ran back up her ribs.
What?
So I was 10 pounds, to imagine that. So yeah, like woo. So the flag football opened the door for me to run track from age 7 all the way up to like 27 years old. I was running track and received the track scholarship to East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, Tennessee. From there, first degrees in education. A master's degree is in clinical social work with a concentration in behavioral health. So what ended up happening is, very educated.
Right.
Met a man that was 20 years older than me in college. What was I looking for?
Money.
A father figure. It was that father figure because daddy was there. As I became a teenager, that's when the last time mom was like, enough was enough. And I didn't have anybody to show me, hey, this is how a man is supposed to treat you. Don't fall for this, don't fall for that. So I ended up marrying a man that was 20 years older than me. He ended up having a cocaine addiction. So I stayed in this marriage for 5 years and it did not change. It got worse. And I wasn't going to be like mama and stay in something like that. So I ended up getting extremely upset. At this time, I'm the first African-American woman to be crowned Mrs. Tennessee.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Right here in Clarksville.
Oh, wow.
I won that title. And then 2008, I was Mrs. Tennessee International. And then in 2012, I became Mrs. Tennessee USA.
Wow.
So during all of that, I was hiding behind the bars again because nobody knew what I was going through.
So you were still married at that time when you were Miss Tennessee?
Yes. Nobody knew that I was going through married to a man that was 20 years older than me who had an addiction. So I was like, Lord, I prayed to you not to let me meet someone that was remotely like my father. I prayed to you. I asked you. And what ended up happening, I meet a man that is addicted to crack cocaine.
Wow. And he hid it.
He hid it some, but then finally he did not hide it. So, yes, I kind of knew what was going on already. I'm thinking that this man had changed. And what do we try to do? We try to fix things. And daughters who grow up in these type of environments will marry something that resembles their father. It's statistically known and proven that women who grow up in the household with either domestic violence or drugs and alcohol, they will look at that pattern and think that that's how they're supposed. They will attract that.
They find comfort in it.
They find comfort in it. And we end up with narcissistic men that have mama issues themselves. And it's like a trauma bonding attraction.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened to me. And enough was enough. And I found he was very nice. I will say that, which was crazy to me. He was nice and he knew how to calm me down. He would buy gifts to apologize and say, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. Don't worry about it. Da, 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 da. And then next thing you know, I'm forgiving him and then bam, it happens again. So finally I just woke up. A check came in my mail and it was addressed. It had another woman's name on it with a telephone number. So I called her and I said, why is my husband's name on your check? And she said, who is your husband? I said, blase, blase, blah, right? And she said, oh, girl, we were so high, I don't know what happened. And I was like, yeah. I said, oh, you were so high, you don't know what happened. I said, well, I know what's about to happen. I'm going to get up on out of here, out of this. So I divorced him in 2012. And then, wow, during that process, I became angry and became a player.
Okay.
At this point, I'm about 25 years old. And I look good. I'm going to take these looks. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. So I was back and forth from Atlanta to different cities. I became a player.
Girl, so you playing the men game.
Oh, yes. I was hurting every man I could hurt. That's what I wanted to do.
On purpose?
On purpose. Yes.
Were you taking the money too?
All of it.
You got to take the money.
Honey, about 15 of them in different states. Yes. And so my best friend at that time, she was a stripper. And so we would do underground type work where we would have a group of girls that would go to the different private parties and they would pay and we would say, hey, we'll have the girls here. We'll have the girls there. And it was like a stripping type ring in Atlanta.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. So, I mean, we're talking about making $250,000 like it was nothing. Yes. See, and that lifestyle became very attractive to me because I said, well, I got this from my daddy, obviously. So if I have daddy issues, we're going to take advantage of these daddy issues. And now I'm going to flip the script. You don't get to hurt me no more. I get to hurt you.
And take your money.
And take your money. It got to a point where I was so good at it that I could take bobby pins and convince a bald-headed man that he had hair on his head. and give it to him and take his Rolex, his Range Rover. I was driving around in Range Rovers for a year, and funding my activity. I need this. Okay, here's the bank wire transfer. Like it was nothing. And no one knew. My mom didn't even know that I was able to operate like this.
Because that's what you saw growing up. So you just mastered. You saw your dad.
Mastered it.
And now you're like, I'm going to master this.
I'm going to master this. Yeah. Might as well make all these, and didn't have to even do this. I was very educated. Like
right.
I said,
I heard about your degrees.
Hiding behind the degrees and everything.
Miss USA.
All that kind of
Tennessee.
Yes,
Miss Tennessee.
All that kind of stuff. Just hiding behind the titles, the crowns, but nobody knew the pain that I was going through. And you know, it's crazy because it's like, man, this was about 12 or 13 years ago, but it became part of my testimony.
Yeah.
And so
what happened? When did the script flipped?
Okay, so this is exactly what happened. End up meeting a man, this was the second husband, at a community service type of event. And I'm thinking this guy is just everything. Okay, this guy will be the guy that gets me out of this pimping lifestyle of player. He's nice. He hasn't come to me like with his riches and things like that. He was different. So I fell for it, and I'm like, well, maybe this is what I need.
He wholesome.
Exactly. So I end up talking to him on the side, and I had all these other guys on the side. So one day I get a knock on my door, and I'm like, who is at my door? It's one of the guys from Atlanta. And I'm like, he has roses in his hand, and he come to surprise me, and I guess going to take me out or propose and do it out. I'm like, oh God. And so the second husband who I ended up marrying is there at my apartment, and they begin to argue. And so my facade is uncovered. Yes, my facade is uncovered because now the two men are like arguing with each other, and then that's what ended up happening. So they both walked out the apartment that day, and I'm left in my apartment by myself. Like, is this what you've been doing all this time? Are you going back and forth to all these different cities?
So you got caught up.
I got caught up because I said,
the pimp always get caught. You weren't pimping right.
Right.
My daddy got to come teach you.
I said, oh my God. I said, why are you knocking on my door? And I'm like, what is you doing?
You don't give him the address?
Girl, I don't know how he got my address. I don't know how he knew where I was at. I do not know how.
He had a track on that car.
So, girl. So what ended up happening is I sat there and I just began to cry because I was just like, what am I doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm in this nice apartment in Cool Springs. I got all this stuff, but I said, I'm a mess, God, I'm a mess. And God said, you're beautiful, but you're locked behind bars. That hit me like something. I was like, woo, I'm beautiful, but I'm locked behind bars. He's like, yeah, you're locked behind bars. And so that's how the ministry Beauty Behind Bars became about. I was the beauty that was locked behind bars. And so as educated as I was, smart as I was, I too became locked behind bars and became mentally incarcerated to my own thinking and the things. I became the warden of my own environment, locking myself behind this pretty figure in who I was. And so that started my ministry. And I began to help other women who were going through these things, who was suffering in silence, who were very successful, but suffering in silence, that they were hurting. And I started conferences throughout the United States. I started traveling and hosting these conferences. And before I knew it, it started gaining recognition and national recognition. And one day in Compton, California, when I hosted a Beauty Behind Bars event at that time it was Mayor Asia Brown, there was a woman who had a son in San Quentin prison. She said, I want to give your book and give it to my son. And I said, okay, the book was called A Made Up Bed is a Made Up Mind. And so she took the book to the prison. And then next thing I know, I get a phone call from the warden at San Quentin. And he's like, we got to get you to come out here. Is this Tiffany? I'm like, yeah, this is Tiffany. Well, this is San Quentin prison. I'm like, I don't know nobody in no prison now. I don't know no San Quentin. San Quentin?
My name ain't in
You
it.
talking about the most notorious prison in America, San Quentin? What are y'all calling me for? So he said, your book ended up in one of the inmates' hands, and it's circulated through death row. It's been circulating throughout the entire prison, and the men want you here.
Wow.
And so I ended up coming to San Quentin. I flew out there with a team, and it was the best decision of my life. It changed those men's life to hear our testimony and our stories of how the pain and the trauma from men not being in our lives as fathers, as husbands, shaped us. And it just opened a door like no other to prison ministry. I was going from prison to prison to prison ministry, and that's how Beauty Behind Bars initially was not a prison ministry, but now it's helping people who are physically incarcerated and who are mentally incarcerated. So I get the luxury of hosting conferences for both people outside and people inside. So Beauty Behind Bars. So that is a testimony something. For everybody.
Yes. So basically, you went from learning how to pimp for the world, for the devil, to coming out here taking those same skills, because it's strategy. Right? It's all strategy. Taking those strategy and using it for the Lord.
That's it. And during that process, I couldn't understand the second marriage that I had. I did not know the entire time this man was cheating on me with prostitutes. He had he had an undercover lifestyle. And how I found out, I was cleaning out his suitcase because he owned a moving company right here in Clarksville. We owned a moving company in Nashville as well. And I'm thinking he moving. Yeah, you moving all right. You're not moving the way I think you're moving. So I'm being the good wife. And at this time, I'm in full out ministry. Things are going great. I done been on the 700 Club. All of these things are going amazing. Met up against bullying in our organization. Everything's going great. So I clean out his suitcase to get him prepared for the next move, and a citation for prostitution fell out of the suitcase. And I can remember crying. And at this time, my father had been diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. He comes in, he moves in with me. My father does. And I'm caring for him, and I just cried. My dad's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I showed him the paperwork, and I just sobbed in his lap like a little girl. For the first time, God used that moment to show him the pain that he had caused my mom. And began to apologize to me. He began to say, "I'm sorry that you went through this." And I'm like, God, it took my dad dying in this situation to hear those words.
Wow.
And my dad and I, it was like this reconciliation, forgiveness, and he began to be there for me like he should have been when I was a teenage girl.
So it healed your inner girl.
It healed my inner girl for me to cry on my dying father's shoulder. Because he was sick. He was, he only had months to live, they said. That time that God allowed me to spend with him. So I'll never forget that day when this all happened. And so as a matter of fact, today's the 14th?
Yes, today's 14th.
So this happened on August the 12th. I will never forget it, because this is why I won't forget it. This is how I met the third husband I'm with now.
Because my girl
so I cried, and I told Dad, I said, Dad, my dad said, you got to leave him, right? And I said, oh God, I can't be Beauty Behind Bars the second sentence. No. No, Dad, I can't do this, because I didn't want to go through the embarrassment. I didn't want to go through the shame.
You were worried about people and what they
I was
think,
worried about people. Yes, and that's
and
why I stayed in with him for 8 years, because I didn't want, I couldn't go through that again like I did the first one.
Yeah.
That took me through a roller coaster. The 5 years I spent with that man, now I got 8 years with this man. He's sleeping with prostitutes. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, guy. I'm really at this point serving the Lord with all my might and my soul.
Yeah.
I'm not a player no more. I'm not none of that.
You wholesome.
Yes.
Proverbs 31.
Yes. Oh, girl.
Proverbs
Yeah.
31.
Just couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe it. I said, Lord, oh my goodness. So I ended up that night. I said, Dad, I'm going to go hang out with some friends. So I drove an hour and something to the casino. I went to this casino in Metropolis, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's called Harris.
Yeah.
So the first husband, he taught me how to play craps at the casino. We would do it for fun.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to go play craps. So I went, and my dad used to like the casino too. So went there, played craps, and I see this man at the table. I'm like, he's attractive, but I'm married. So, I'm not looking at that.
Yeah.
And so we're at the table, and he's like, man, it's getting late. I don't want to go home. And I was like, well, I got a suite. Because at that point, we had so many casino points and everything. We had a suite.
Okay.
And so this guy I invite him and we talk. The casino's safe. Ain't nothing happening because you got cameras everywhere. You're probably in one of the safest places, right? So he comes to my room and we just talk all night. Remember the movie Waiting to Exhale?
Yeah.
How Wesley Snipes and Angela Bassett, they just talked?
They just talked the whole,
It was just like that. He didn't try to hit on me. He didn't try to do any of those things. So the next morning I wake up and I said, well, it was nice meeting you. And so I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, make sure this guy get out of my suite because my credit card is on the room. So I call him and I said, I just want to thank you for being a gentleman. I said, you did not try to hit on me.
Yeah.
You didn't try to do any of that. And he was like, well, thank you. And I said, well, I just want to give you my name because I wasn't giving him no information about me. So he Googled my name. He said, no way. He says, I was with the first African-American Mrs. Tennessee. He was like, oh my God. He was so excited. And I was like, I said, it was a joy to meet you because I was dressed down on purpose.
You just there for you at that moment.
Yes. So we ended up staying in touch. My father, he got sicker and sicker and sicker. And so at this time, the ex-husband, I've already signed paperwork to leave and I just need your signature at this point because I'm not going to stay with you. And so we had some moves still that I booked and I said, well, I'll stay with you long enough to make sure these moves get completed. Girl, while we go to the Army base to do a move, this is God. God wanted me to know a little bit more. I said, okay. So all these police start walking out to our car because you got to give your government ID.
Right.
And they said, we need to take him in the back. I said, what's going on? They said, he has a warrant for his arrest for back pay child support.
So he got kids you never knew?
Girl, no, I knew of the one. I just didn't know all of this was happening. So this is in Detroit, Michigan. He's owing all this child support. So they lock him up. Michigan has to come and get him. Blah, blah, blah. So they give me his property. And guess what they gave me? The cell phone. Why? The Lord was like, don't turn his cell phone off. Keep in mind, the divorce isn't final yet. I'm still in the process of it. Girl, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every female known to man was in that phone, calling him, hey, when are we supposed to hook up? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, who is this?
And he's paying them for these services.
Girl, yes. And one girl done had a whole relationship. She think this her boyfriend. And so the little girl invites me to her house and she's like, come to my house. I'll give you all the text messages and all of that. And I'm like, okay. What ended up happening is she gives me all the proof, all the hotels they met up at and everything. Cause she's thinking he's not married.
She thought that was her man.
Right.
She hurt.
She really hurt. And I'm having to console this girl. She's crying and I'm like, oh, Lord. So he calls me. This is a collect call from da-da-da-da. I said, I got your phone, right? I kept it on, right? I said, we really, really done. And, he was like, are you going to do me this like this and I'm in jail? And I said, have a great one. I said, when you get out, you can get your things and things like that. So I was done. So at this point, my dad is dying and my dad's like, you seem happy. Yeah. I said, I am. He says, let me meet the young man that you met at the casino. I said, he said, I want to meet him. So he walks in the house. He meets my dad and my dad looks at him. He says, man, you look like me. Identical. Like, I got to show you a picture. It's going to blow your mind. My husband right now looks just like my dad.
Stop it.
No, just like my dad.
The doppelganger.
Yeah, just like my dad. When I tell you looks just like my dad, he could be my dad's son. I just couldn't believe it. God is so funny.
Wow.
So he helps me take care of my dad, and my dad ends up dying. He did home hospice, and I knew this was supposed to be my husband because what man will change a grown man's diaper that they barely know? He changed my dad. He wiped my dad. He took care of my dad. My dad took his last breath. He asked my dad, he says, I want to marry your daughter. And my dad told him yes. So dad ends up passing away. 2 weeks later, I find out that I'm pregnant with his first grandson. But so it's the only, because my brother, who's 10 years older than me, don't have any children. My brother that passed away on Mother's Day don't have any children either. So he's the only son that I have, and his name is Legacy. We named him Legacy because he's the only one. Ended up, this was during COVID. Yeah, all of this happened during COVID. At that time, I felt so much shunned from the church that it was just crazy because nobody could understand How are you pregnant? How are you with the man that you're not married to? So I experienced all of that shame, and God,
so the church let you down. The church, not the church, but the folks.
I know who was my friend and who was not. And it showed me, God said, I'm letting you go through this so you can understand how to help women and that you won't pass judgment on them. So I'm very patient with people. I love to work with women who are counted out, who have these kind of stories, because they don't even believe me when I say, I was as educated and went through this too.
Right.
It can happen to, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So when I say beauty behind bars, it was me. The beauty that was behind bars. And now, I tell women, you're no longer on mental death row, you're on blessed row. I teach women how to get off of mental death row onto blessed row through my own story and what I've gone through. And, I tell people, always pay attention to people and how they treat you when they thought you've fallen off.
Yes.
Always pay attention to that.
That resonate with me so well, because even, like I said, everybody knows about what 3-4 years ago, our face was plastered everywhere, all over the news and this and that. And you're right. There was even some church people who did not want to be photographed with us.
Wow.
Like literally. And to this day, they be speaking and, hey, how you doing, sis? And I be thinking, just smiling. Like, I forgive you, but I haven't forgotten, like, why you want to take a picture with me today?
Right.
When y'all counted us out, you looking and like, the photographer came and she was like, she literally did that. And I'm like, I still remember. I've forgiven you. At that point, I should have just said, hey, girl, let's take this picture. What you gonna do then?
Yeah.
Reject me in front of everybody. But
so you understand firsthand what I'm talking about.
Firsthand what you're talking about. And I felt, and I understand too what you're saying is necessary. I told my husband, and I tell my husband all the time, that was necessary.
Yes.
Because we had too many people attached to us who we thought was for us.
Yes.
But the moment it happened, they dropped away.
Wow.
They dropped away. And it's so crazy how God blessed us so much during that time, because we was able to hear his voice and not the crowd, not the noise from others. And then we actually was able to keep our money because we wasn't giving it all away.
Right.
And not just our money, but our time, because people was robbing us of all of that. And we thought that was for us, but they really wasn't.
They were not.
They weren't. And that situation, it opened our eyes. And it actually helped develop us in so many different ways internally. Like learning who you really are. Like you're not defined by, like you said, you were educated, you beautiful, you Miss Tennessee, the first black Miss Tennessee, But yet there was so much more to you than that.
Absolutely.
And so we going through that situation, we was able to recognize we're more than this. We're more than the house, the cars, the bank account, the company. We're more than that. And when people see us or meet us and really get to talk to us, like, oh wow, I never thought you would be that way. And I'm like, how did you perceive me?
Yes.
Like, it's more to it than what you see on the outside. Because most of those people that you think are genuine, they're not.
It definitely showed me, because I was like, wait a minute, you can't be kidding me right now. Just because I had a baby with somebody out of wedlock, this is not congratulations just being on your first child. And keep in mind, tried to have a baby with the husband I was with 8 years, the second husband, could not get pregnant.
Could
not get pregnant. And the first time I'm with the husband that I am married to now, I get pregnant like that. God did not want me to have a child with that man that was sleeping around with all these women and these demonic spirits.
How much back child support? So
girl, listen. And so, I made the right decision. I mean, I can't, the devil doesn't give life. So God allowed my baby boy, and he's 5 now, and I'm just as happy as I can be. He started kindergarten. I love him. Yeah. And it's just amazing to see God gave me the desires of my heart.
Right. At the right time.
At the right time. I prayed for that baby. I prayed nights like Hannah for a child, thinking something was wrong with me. And God allowed me to have legacy.
Wow. So, I love it. And I love that name is so fitting for him.
Thank you so much. And even just with the birth of him, at the time my brother was living with me, the one who ended up transitioning, he knocked on my door. He said, you need to go to the hospital. He said, the Spirit of the Lord told me to tell you to go to the hospital. Now that's language my brother does not use. So I knew that was God. So I get to the hospital at Vanderbilt, and all these doctors start rushing in. I said, what's going on? They said, you have a hole in your uterus. Your uterus is torn. You're hemorrhaging eternally. And if we don't take this baby out, we're going to die. I was only 4.5 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
4.5 months. Like right at the circumference of 5, almost. And keep in mind, there's no brain development in your lungs. You're not supposed to be able to breathe hardly on your own at that time. So they deliver Legacy. I'm thinking we're going to lose the baby. I had to have emergency C-section. My husband's there with me at the time. We weren't even married yet still. During that time, they said, he's going to make it. And I said, what? So they brought the baby to me. You could see, he was so transparent. You could see through his skin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he was so clear. And I was like, Lord, I don't know how this is going to happen, but this is a miracle, baby. To look at my baby now.
Can't even tell.
No, he's 4 foot at 5 years old.
Wow.
He's tall. He's going to be something else. Yeah, he's going to play some ball.
Don't look like what he's been through.
He does not look like what he's been through. We had a lot of speech. His speech was delayed for a very long time. He just started talking like at 4. Just had to go through a lot of triumph himself. And so when I tell you he's our miracle baby, he's our miracle baby. Because so God even showed me that through that.
Wow.
That he is concerned enough about me.
He loves you.
He loves
and what
me.
Concerns you concerns him.
That's it. So we can't judge people.
No.
We can't put people in this box and say what they won't become and who they won't become and how to do it. I just tell people there's no right way to do the wrong thing.
Right. That's good.
So, but you're not going to count people out.
Right.
So when I meet women like how we met Shelby and God, I'm patient with them now because there's something that they want to do in each of these women's lives. And you are the bridgeway. What you've gone through is for somebody else. It's not even for you.
It's not even for you. I tell people all the time.
It's
not even about you. Don't take it personal.
It's not about you.
Once your mindset, because even with that situation, pretty much every situation after my first divorce, it was the same. Like, I'm going through this for somebody. Lord, just give me the strength to get through it.
Exactly.
So in every situation, you end up helping somebody along the way.
You do.
That like, I forgot about you, because you're healed from it, right? And you almost forgot about it until you meet somebody who pulls that thing out of you.
Right. And it's so funny because people are like, I would have never thought that about you.
Yeah.
What? Hold on. How long ago? I was like, this was a very long time ago. But, I still have to tell my story.
Right.
Because I'm like, this isn't today. That person I'm talking about isn't who I am today. But I hid it so well that you did not know.
Right.
And that's the crazy part about it. You don't know what is behind the bars. Yes.
And you don't know what a person is capable of.
You don't.
So we got to stop saying, oh, no, not this person. You don't know their mental state. You don't know their real story. They only share with you what they want you to know.
Yes. Yes.
And I've learned that about people. Oh, you telling me what you want me to know.
And, we have so many jealous people in the world. And I'm like, God has given you the anointing that you have. I don't want to go through what you go through for your oil.
Come on now.
And, people are lacking purpose. And that's what's going on. You got to find your purpose. And the purpose is in the pain.
Yes.
And then you hear people, they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what it costs for me to get to where I am.
Yes.
Because, baby, you wouldn't want to walk in these shoes. Trust me. And I don't want to walk in yours. So I'm thankful for the oil on my life. I'm thankful for the purpose that I have. And I tell, one of my saying is, people with purpose are disliked by purposeless people. So
say that again for the people in the back.
People with purpose are disliked by purposeless people.
Oh, I love that.
So I am thankful for the new gift he's given me for design and fashion. And,
you fashion today, girl. I love it. I love this. This is it.
Thank you. I do couture, custom designs for people all around the world. I had to get some custom
design because I be wanting to look chic.
I
don't like to look like everybody else. I'm trying to go play. Let me see what I can get.
Yes. So I've, like my little tagline is, don't do it to be seen doing it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
be seen doing it.
Look, not the clothes wearing me, but I'm going to wear the clothes, okay?
That's it.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Because I was like, yes. Did you design that yourself?
Yes, I designed this and all of this. You see, I put the shoulder pads on, I put the links and got the material. So what I do is I get like my old Gucci purses, my old Louis Vuitton purses. Instead of throwing them away, I refurbish them by cutting them up and putting them on clothes and designs.
Oh, I like like that.
Yes.
Oh, I got some stuff.
Yes,
Okay, I'm
I
happy.
can do it.
You can do it and
I
be
can
over
do
there.
it.
Just get your sewing machine and
Yes,
be gone.
I can do it. I love it. I love it. It's a
So
new
when did you
passion of mine.
get into like the design and everything?
So a year ago, I'm only doing this a year, and God has already taken me. I'm telling people,
So you did your shirt in 1 year. I mean, you learned how to do
I've
this.
learned how to do this in a year. Yes, but you keep in mind, my daddy was an interior decorator with my
Okay.
mom. It's always been in my blood. They didn't teach me how to do it, but I saw them doing it enough. Like I was in the rooms when they were doing the interior decorating and the sketching and the designing. So even though I'm 5 and I'm growing up as this girl, I'm still observing
Right.
the business.
The good and the bad.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we just focus on the bad, but there's some
Yes.
good, some along the way, and you was able
That's
to
it.
take that craft out of it, and now you can go around and start doing custom designs.
And my dad, the name of his business and my mom's business was Superior Custom Designs. That's the name of the company that they had in Atlanta. It was a very elite upscale company at that time. My father transitioned in my house that I live in now. The very room that he transitioned is now my prayer room and now my design room that I do all my designs in. So as he transitioned, he left that for me. I know he did.
Yeah.
He left the designs in that for me.
And you're working it.
I'm working it.
You're working it, girl. You're working it.
I'm super excited about it.
So what's up next for you now? You mastered, just getting out there and building synergy amongst people and telling your story and going to the prison ministry for men and for women and writing books, which, I need a copy of the book.
Yes, I need to. Yes. I need to give you the made up bit as a made up mind.
Yes.
As well.
We're going to have to bring you back so you can talk about that book.
Yes, absolutely. So what's next for me? Starting this transitional home and continuing with the fashion and design. So I'll be traveling. I don't know if you ever heard of Real Talk Kim.
I've heard of that.
Okay,
yeah.
so Real Talk Kim, she's in Atlanta. I'll be doing some things with her. My spiritual mother, Bishop Taryn Tarver. Also, Pastor Kells, she's in Mississippi. She has a beautiful ministry called Warrior Nation.
I'm
And
in Mississippi. I'm going to have to go and meet her.
yes. She's amazing. Several different women that I'll be designing for. I even had a chance to design for Jelly Roll.
Really?
Yes, I did a vest for him.
Oh, wow.
And that came through well. My best friend, Tanya Davis, at that time. Gosh, that's what's next. God, you're going to see me on the runway. So designing and fashion and just teaching people that they can be holy and bougie at the same time.
Girl, give me some on that. Okay. Listen, why we can't look?
You can be holy and bougie.
David had a rooftop. I said, we skip over that story. We always talk about how he was on the rooftop of his house and he sinned. I stopped right. I had to read line by line, word by word, and I'm like, wait, so we talking about pre-Jesus, this 2,000 years ago, then plus another 1,000. So David had a rooftop?
Yes.
He had to have some nice wealth. And then his son was the richest man in all his glory and fashion and stuff. So why Jacob had this nice jacket?
Come on.
So why I can't look good and serve the Lord?
And don't forget about Joseph.
Joseph.
Many
Joseph
colors. So
coats.
So that's what, the name of my brand is called Ego, everything God only. So
I like that.
And in the word of God, it says, did you not know that ye are gods? So the same God that rose Jesus from the dead lives in us.
Yes.
So we want to spread the message that wherever you go, teach people about the God that's in them because we are gods. We're many gods, but we're gods. Everything that we speak, we can have.
Yeah.
He's
giving us authority.
Yes. And I'm not about to live a mediocre life. God didn't create me to be mediocre.
Right.
So that's what's next. You're about to see Tiffany one day. Hey, it's coming soon. I say it's now.
Yes, it's now.
It's now. I'm already designing.
You're on that trajectory for the next season of your life.
Yes. I know what I'll be doing. Yeah. And I'm excited about it.
You have your purpose. Yes. You know which roads not to travel down, which roads to go,
That's it. If I can be a player for the wrong things, it's all the way up.
I mean, you said you was making what, $250,000
come
a night?
On now.
So you can go make $250,000, double that.
And during Super Bowl weekend, baby, it was on and popping for the strip clubs. You can make a lot of money. We're talking about $200,000 a night during that week. Each girl that dances got that. I was just like, I'm in the wrong profession. I didn't dance or do anything or strip of clothes because, I couldn't be doing all of that. I was like, no, I'm not going to be dancing now. But I got my friend can do all of that.
You can manage.
Yeah, I can manage it. I'm not dancing.
But now we manage it for the Lord. We've
managing for the Lord. And like I said, this was several years ago. We're talking about when I was in my 20s. I'm 43 now.
Yeah. So that was years ago.
Just
we all got a past.
Yes.
We all got a past.
You have to have a past to be presentable. And what I mean by that is if there's no story, how are you going to present to somebody change and help if you've never been through anything?
If you're too good to shoot.
Right. If you're too good, where's your past? Because people want to know where you've been. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. They don't care about all that.
Right. They want to see a real authentic.
And that's
person. One of the things about Unleash and Rise. That's why I said it's raw and real conversation.
Yes.
Like we all faith-based Christian, but guess what? You could talk about how back in the day you was a pimp.
That's it.
But you delivered. You're a delivered pimp, But now you over here on the Lord's side.
As they say, pimping ain't easy. Pimping was easy. It was easy for me. Player. It was easy. It was easy.
And money was fast too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. So in all of that, God is still glorified.
Yes.
He's still glorified.
He is.
And that's what I like when you look at people's story. Is God glorified in your story?
That's it.
And hearing your testimony, he was. And he still is.
Yes.
To have a warden call you and say, I need you come here. To men's prison.
That was something else.
Cross country.
That was something else. I never had interest of doing prison ministry at all. Just like I never had interest in designing. He's giving me something new. So God will give you new ideas and witty inventions. You're never too old.
Yes. You're only old if you think you're old.
That's it.
Because I tell people, hey, when I turn 50, I'm 30. I'm like 30.
Okay.
That's my goal. But I can't let stress and worry. People like, what? No. They think I'm vain when I'm saying that, but I'm like, no, I'm saying it as an easy way to say, I can't let people stress me out, worry me. I can't get so involved and so engulfed with what you have going on that I'm losing who I am.
That's it.
I'm dying away.
That's it.
My dad called me yesterday. As a matter of fact, he's been calling me for the last 3 days because he was like, I don't want you to be stressed out about this and that's going on. I don't want you to be stressed out. My friend literally just died. He talked about all the stuff he had. He died in his sleep, had a heart attack. And my dad was like, he died stressing. The stress killed him. And now, stress is a silent killer.
Yes, it is.
And so often when you're hiding behind the bars, you will be overwhelmed with stress and worry. You're not depressed, you're oppressed.
We call it functional depression.
Yeah, we call it that. That's exactly
what it is. Because successful people have a way of hiding their stress and depression, but they're going through it.
Right. Because you always you had to push forward. You got to go through it. You got to push.
And then you don't want the embarrassment of, what are people going to think? Or people going to walk away from me? Or I'm going to start over. I'm going to lose everything as people think I'm this way. So you begin to learn how to be high functional in the depression. So
in the oppression of life.
Yes.
And so I was like, Daddy, I promise you I'm a new person. I'm a new creature. That's the old Quiver you talking about. Don't worry about this new one. The new one, my mama say, girl, you got cold heart. I'm like, Mom, I'm not cold hearted. I just love me.
Right, exactly.
I was so soft at one point that I allowed everything to weigh on me. Now I'm strong, courageous for the Lord.
That's it.
A powerhouse, to where, okay, I'm listening to you, but you're not going to come dump everything on me.
That part.
I love me. I'm no longer. Your bars are my bars. So I even told my kids, back in the day, it would be like, if we're friends and you mad at him, we both mad at him. I said, that's not my story no more.
That's not your story no more. And then, you said something so profound because people don't understand that if you don't carry the sentence, your children will serve the time. These generational curses, we got to put a stop to that.
We got to put a stop to them.
And it has to be someone that says, hey, this may have ran in our family, but it has stopped with me. And if you do not serve the sentence, your children will be on your death row. And they will be serving the sentences that you did not serve. So we need no repeat offenders.
Come on now.
No repeat offenders.
Go through the journey. Suffer well.
That's it. No repeat offenders, because my son will not experience what I went through.
Come on. I said the same thing to I went through it so you don't have to.
Yes.
The road is paved. You don't have to recreate a road. It's paved.
That is it. Like, I didn't grow up in the ghetto. I didn't grow up in the projects. I didn't grow up poor. That's not my story. But there was a poor representation of what marriage was. And that's why my relationships ended up the way they were. So it's very important that whenever you're in front of your children, you show them a great marriage.
Yes.
You show them how a man is supposed to treat. Yes. Yes.
And you know what? Intimacy. And you don't have to be all on top of each other. But
Right.
do you hug your spouse?
Yes.
Do you kiss your spouse?
Yes.
I tell people that's important
my
too.
little boy sees my husband and I do all of that.
Right.
And he has
I love when
yes.
our kids say, "Go, why y'all out here?"
Yeah.
So now they know what
Right.
healthy looks like.
What healthy looks like. Exactly.
Because we're imitated. We do what we see people do.
That's it.
That's how
it.
you design it in 1 year.
Okay. And the gift will make room for
It
you.
will every time.
It makes room for it. And you know what? My clientele is not even in the state of Tennessee.
I believe it.
California, Texas, all everywhere but Tennessee, which
And
is crazy.
It's not. I don't think that's crazy. I really don't. People ask me all the time, like, "Oh, even with this podcast," I'm like, "This is for people that's not here."
Okay. I understand.
Because most times Jesus wasn't received in his own
No,
town.
that is so correct. That is
So
so
once I
correct.
learned that, okay, I'm just living here. This is my residence.
Yes.
But I'm for people everywhere else.
Yes.
God has created me because one, I realized I'm not for everybody.
Come on.
And you're not for everybody.
No, I'm not.
That's why you in Texas and California,
Yes.
the prison in Tennessee didn't call you.
Yes.
You Miss Tennessee.
Yes. That's
So
so true.
you're known. You was on Channel 2, Channel 5, all the
Yes.
different news stations.
Yes.
Crown right here in Clarksville,
Yes.
but they didn't call you.
No.
California called you.
California called me first, and then I eventually ended up doing some work at the Tennessee prison
Eventually,
for women.
but your first call wasn't in your home.
It was not. That is correct. It was not.
Yeah, so I recognize that. We out of here.
It was not.
No one out of here anyway.
Absolutely.
In a nutshell, how would your elevator pitch? What would that be? Like a nutshell of who you are, who you was to who you are now, who the woman God created you to be. He predestined you to be before the beginning of time.
Yes.
And you're just now walking in it because we have to go through, right? To get here because those lessons taught us.
Yes.
You know, now we don't take it for granted. Your husband, you're not going to take him for granted because now you found real, true love.
That's it.
And support and comfort and safety.
Yes.
Because every woman want to feel safe.
Yes. It all boils down to your mindset. And I tell this is what my advice would be to people. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are seeds. You can plant flowers or you can plant weeds. What lives in your mouth lives in your life. That's what I go by.
Wow.
It's a mindset, baby. You can't ever get me down here no more. I know too much.
Yeah.
I know too much now. I know too much about God. I know where he's brought me from. I know what he's brought me out of. I know what he's taken me to. I know the thoughts that he has for me. You know, and with that mindset, you can't lose.
Yeah, you can't bring me down.
You can't bring me down.
Yes,
and
I
I've
love
learned how to win in last place.
Mm.
And when you learn how to win in last place, you never lose.
You never lose. I love that. Learning how to win in last place.
That's it.
I love that.
That's it.
And then even with that whole learning how to win in last place, that's a whole mindset shift within itself. Because what it's telling you is you're not running a race with everybody else. It's your race.
And I learned that mentality through track and field. When I ran track, my event was the 800. It may look like I'm toward the back, but once we hit that second left, baby, I was in last place to you, but I knew in my mind I was fixing to pass all of y'all that last left.
Right.
So that's the mindset that I have now. I'm going to win in last place. You think I'm losing. I'm not.
Every time.
Just watch the strategy. I'm coming.
Moving in silence. That's why I tell people all the time, and LaQuivia, I didn't know you doing this. I didn't know you was doing that. It's called moving in silence.
Moving in
Like the
silence.
G in lasagna.
That's it.
The G in lasagna.
That's it, honey. I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
Because that's how you have to do. You can't let your left know what you're right doing. You have to
No,
just keep
you
moving.
can't. You can't.
And winning in last place.
Winning in last place.
Worrying
That's
about your own race.
That's what I do. And I do it well. I stay in my lane and I love it. I love what I do.
I love it.
I can't worry about what's over there
Yes.
and behind me. I can't.
So I'm looking forward to your next. I'm looking forward. I thank you so much for sharing with us today. And we're going to have you back. Like you're coming back because I need you to come back with the book and add to our collection.
Okay, we'll do.
We need to come back and talk about the book. And
Yes.
And it helps some more women.
Yes.
Because this is going out everywhere.
Oh,
so somebody
yes, I'm excited about
somewhere
that.
is going to hear this. And they're
Good.
going to be changed. And they're going to be transformed. They're going to go to your website. And they're going to want to know more. Right? Because there are people who are hungry and thirsty for righteousness.
Yes.
There are people who want to see real and raw. I said all the time, probably on everyone in the podcast, people tired of the fake Kardashians.
That's it.
Not saying it against the Kardashians, but I'm just saying that facade.
Yeah, that facade has to go.
The facade, the whole glam team, the whole this. Now, ain't nothing wrong with good glam.
No, nothing's wrong with glam because I like glam, but we need to be relatable.
Yes, relatable.
You got to be relatable.
You know, people are killing themselves trying to get BBLs and get faces and get this.
Okay.
But let's be our authentic self.
That's it.
Let's be our authentic self.
Let's do it.
The next generation, they need that.
They do.
They need that. Somebody got to be the grandmas.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to willing to be Gigi.
Yeah, come on.
Because the new generation, they ain't willing.
Woo!
They said they got to be like Stella.
Want the groove back.
No, not groove back. They try to stay in the groove. They're not transitioning to the next level.
Right.
We got to start transitioning to the auntie level and be aunties and stuff. You know, to the younger generation, help minister to them.
That is
that's my point. We got to move up and elevate. It's time to elevate.
That's true.
It's time to elevate.
That's so true.
So thank you all for tuning in today. If you heard something that resonated with you, please comment below. All of Dr. Tiffany Love information will be tagged in the comments. So please go check out her website. Follow her on what she has going on. You can follow all of her social media sites. It will be tagged below. So go and look at it in the notes. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode of Unleash and Rise. Until next time, see you later. Bye.